we add our fixture. We add our fixture, we want to make sure that this is all the way out, because the screw is what holds it in place to the top of the light. So, we have enough space there, we're good. We put it on to the top, and then we tighten. Finger tight, you do not want to tighten anything too tight because then you might strip it and then it'll be useless after that. So finger tight is perfect.
What was that term you used?
Huh?
Finger tight?
Finger tight, you know, just make sure that it's tight using your fingers, not using like pliers or anything like that, or not doing it like all the way. It'll stay in place once the screw is in there. Don't worry, it will stay in place. So now we've got our fixture on our light stand, and now we just need to adjust it. So we will bring it here. If you have 3 lights that are operational, then I like to make sure that we have one on the left side for the screen. These are the big ones with 4 bolts on each side for the screen, and one kind of angled here so that we can light your subject a little bit. But again, if you don't have enough, or you have to choose one over the other, always light the screen. So, then we undo this here. I like to keep these little ties that they come with, just to make sure the cables are all organized and stuff. And again, the least amount of cables that you have everywhere is gonna make your life easier and make it a more safe environment for the campers. So, we undo this. What I like to do is have a power strip behind the green screen. So you'll see a power strip right there. And push all of the cables underneath that power strip. Now with these green screens, they're very big, so you'll have kinds of excess at the bottom. Some people will kind of drape it over, but what I like to do is to fold it at the bottom, so that way its own weight kind of pulls it down.
In Millbrae, we also, someone used binder clips.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah, we
used
did
binder.
the same.
Oh, use binder clips. Nice. Very good. Sweet. What I ordered at my location was some clothespins and rubber bands. And what you can do is, if it's really looking bad, you can clothespin the side and rubber band it to the stand. So you put the rubber band through the clothespin, after it's clothespin to the screen, and you kind of wrap it around the pole. Make sense? But again, if you kind of make sure that it's using itself to pull its own weight down, then that's plenty. Let me turn on the power strip here. And then we turn on our lights. So that is generally how you want to see it. I'll use this iPad for the folks at home. So the problem with this shot that we see here is it's in front of a window, and we can see the background behind the green screen. So ideally you want to have it be dark behind the green screen, so don't put it in front of a window. Or if you have it in front of a window, you can bring down your blinds on your window if you have blinds in your classroom. But again, the idea is to make sure that you have one solid color throughout. Right now, what I would probably do is adjust this a little bit, just to make sure that the light is even, and that we have like a consistent color green. So, sometimes you gotta kind of mess around with things, and in order to adjust these lights, what we do is this on the side here, the very top knob allows you to adjust the angle of it. So all you need to do is untighten it a little bit, and then you can bring it up and bring it down. Don't worry, you're not breaking it. Although it sounds like you might be, it's good, you're fine. Just make sure that it's loose and you'll be fine. And then retighten. Always make sure you retighten everything. And all of this lighting stuff is something that us instructor producers need to do beforehand. We don't want to be adjusting lights in the middle of it, because then the kids are going to want to come in and adjust lights. Remember our 3 rules before we go to green screen, before we go to production of anything. Don't touch the green screen, don't touch the lights, don't trip on the cables. That, and leave your water far, far away from the equipment. Sometimes campers will carry their refillable water bottles around, or have juice or soda and things like that. That's fine in the classroom if that's coincides with your classroom rules, but it should not be anywhere near the equipment. We do not want to damage anything when it comes to this. I know that Camp Brady Bunch has been so kind as to invest in all of this really cool equipment for us to produce some really cool stuff. So we want to respect the equipment. And part of that is making sure that the kids don't bring drinks in. So that is pretty much that when it comes to everything that I had planned, and the workshop of seeing the actual lights in action and looking at the folks at home. This would be an appropriate amount of light on the screen. Only thing is the background. But if that was completely dark, then you're good. Yes?
Where's your subject sit then?
Your subjects, what I like to do is take one of those little stools, or like the small kind of preschool chairs, put it in front here, and boom. Kind of in front of this third light. Again, if you don't have the third light, don't worry about it. Just make sure that the screen is lit. Because you can always use the lights in whatever room you're in, the house lights, for the subject. And that's that. As far as framing, you can kind of let the campers decide that, but again, show them the pictures in the Google Slides, or this handy dandy little slide notebook, and you can ask them, like, I don't know, does that look like how this picture is for a field report? I don't know, does that look like how it should look for an anchor? Ask them questions, challenge them, and they'll be able to figure it out. These are smart kids. Anything else as far as questions about anything? I can do a demo of the microphones if you'd like next. That'd be helpful?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Let me do that. So I'm going to take this off here. See you later, folks.